What's going on, everybody? This is Ryan A. Polk, and welcome to the wrap up. And today we got a special review as I review the most talked about documentary of 2020. And from what I was researching, it is Netflix's most successful release to date, and that is Tiger King. Now, before we get into this, I never knew anything about this case at all. I just heard about documentary. So many people were saying how you should check it out. It's really good. So I checked it out, and it is probably the most interesting and most controversial and dramatic documentaries I have ever seen. It focuses on Joe Exotic, who was an eccentric owner of GW Zoo in Winewood, Oklahoma, and along with his feud with Carole Baskins, who was the CEO of Big Cat Rescue in Tampa, Florida. And these two were just going at it constantly, nonstop. I mean, you had two people living in two different states, and they were just going at it on the internet and interviews, everything. And I will say this: if you're an animal lover, it will piss you off, but it's still something that you should check out because, like I said, it is an interesting documentary. And when I was watching it, I did want more, from whenever I got done with an episode, because it was just something that I just wasn't. This was something that did surprise me, because you had Joe Exotic. He was like getting these animals. He was like illegally getting these animals, and he would sell them. And he was abusing them, even killing them too, as well. And Carole Baskins, she had presented herself as this animal rights activist, which is why she hated the dude's guts. And then also interviews his workers and his lovers. And it seems like that in the beginning they did enjoy working for him, but then as time went on, they was having second thoughts. And then even when it came to the aftermath, it seems like that they don't miss working for him, because he's currently serving 22 years in prison for hiring somebody to put a hit out on Carole Baskins. And I was just like, oh shit. I mean, this dude just went to the limits. He hated her that much? Wow. Then on top of that, you got her, who became one of the most hated women in America when she became a prime suspect in the disappearance of her husband back in '97, and his case still remains open today. But Tiger King, it is on the good list of documentaries for 2020. I will say that. They are supposed to be making a movie. They're probably making a movie about it, and when the movie does come out, I will check it out. And Tiger King, if you haven't seen it yet, then I do think that you should see it, and it is something that I think you will not be bored with, because it is very interesting, with what this guy was doing, and just like everything he was doing throughout his life, along with the business and everything. This was just like crazy. I mean, the dude was a complete asshole, for real. I mean, and even seemed like a total asshole to work for too, as well. I mean, I couldn't even see how some people could even work for this guy, and it was just that crazy. And Tiger King, I mean, this was something that, because when I had watched it, I thought, I was like, wow, I didn't even know this was even going on in the world, because this was like very popular. And Tiger King is something that I think that is something that like a lot of us that should see, because you do find out what goes on behind the scenes of when it comes to like animal abuse and everything, because that's what this guy was doing. I mean, he seemed like he was a good and nice guy, and even an animal lover at times when he was on camera, but behind the scenes he wasn't. And then you also even makes you wonder, like, okay, on Carole Baskin's side, like, yeah, this chick definitely, man, knows something about her husband's disappearance. Maybe because something just ain't right. And Tiger King, when I also did check it out, I was just like, okay, I mean, I can't even believe that like, you know, that like this guy was even getting away with it. I was wondering how this guy was getting away with it too as well when I was watching it. Man. And concluding to this, I mean, I already done said, you know, you should watch it. So usually I always say, you know, should you check it out or not? But, you know, if you have Netflix, definitely check it out. And it was actually even hard for me to even grade this and what to rank it out of 5 stars. For Tiger King, I give Tiger King a B+, and out of 5 stars, I give it 4 out of 5 stars. And until then, this is Ryan A. Polk with the wrap up, signing off.